I'm just using kind of a broad pencil. You could do this with pencil or with chalk or pretty much anything. I want to make that a little darker actually. Let's see. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. What I will start with is just a little vertical line, and then I use a sawtooth motion. I'm just going to kind of draw the general outline here for starters. The bigger the tree, as the branches get larger, they get heavier, and so they're going to start to sink down. Okay. So as you get to the top, most of the time they're going to tend to point up. So if I'm if I'm drawing this, let me get rid of that one. Okay, if I'm drawing this, then I'm going to kind of do it like this. I'm just going to start out with a sawtooth motion, and the further down the tree I get, the more I'm going to bring those out horizontally. And then again, if the tree is really getting larger, then I'm going to have them point down more, and I'm also going to tend to bring them out in front more. Now, again, I don't particularly like that shape here, so let me go back here. And sometimes it's a bit of a experimentation, so let's take that out and go back to my pencil. Okay. But as I do get near the bottom, I'm going to show a little bit more of the front. Now, this is, of course, a very flat looking tree, so if I want to change that a bit, I'm going to come in with a little different color, and I will begin to kind of fill in, and I'll draw more of that front type, portion of the branches that don't show up. And then I can also come in here and just come in again a little bit lighter. I don't have the right glasses on right now, so I'm not seeing very well. There, let me take those off. That helps. Okay, so that's a real simple one. Let me go back to kind of a darker green. That's a little too dark. That's black. Okay. Okay, so let me do this a little bit bigger. Oop. I'm going to start out, and again, just with that sawtooth motion, it's kind of coming down. And this is actually kind of a little bit too light in terms of color. I normally will start, if I'm working in color, I will start with a darker color or darker value before I come to this kind of a green. And I'll let that darker value give me the shape, and then I'll come in and define it more. And, if I want to, I can come in here with maybe a kind of a brown, kind of throw in a little bit of a trunk there and come back. And then begin to fill it in again. It's almost too close to the other one. Let me change it just a touch. This is fun if you're wanting to draw Christmas trees. We're getting kind of into the holiday season. Not really. We're not quite there yet, but it's once we hit September, it seems like the last couple of months go really fast. So, okay, and again, remember as your tree is getting bigger, or the branches are getting bigger near the bottom than when you're doing the front of the tree, then you're going to bring those out and around, and they're also pointing down, kind of like that. Okay, now if I'm doing distant trees, and I'm just going to come with a straight black here. Let's say I've got a little area here, and I want to just throw in some distant trees. I'm going to actually shrink my brush down a bit, and then I'm going to do that same sawtooth motion, just not quite as much detail. So if you're working in pencil or ink, this is a great way to just throw in some distant trees real quick. And one thing that you want to do is try to get some variety in. So don't make them all the same height. And that's kind of a really scraggly one there. Space them out, different spaces. And another thing that you want to do is I almost never, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll almost never have an even number of trees or other objects like that. If anything, I'm going to go with an odd number. It just composition-wise is better. Now, one thing too, the bigger you make the tree, the more it pushes it toward you. So you want to make sure that you know, even though you're not going for the same height, like I've got 2 here that are a little bit too close, I'm going to just leave those. But you know, if you're going to the same height or they're all the same size, you want to remember that the bigger the tree is, the closer it's going to be to you. So you want to keep your trees in perspective. I'll throw a little grass in here. Okay, so this is just a real quick tip on how to draw evergreens or pine trees. And you know, if you really want to have fun and turn it into a Christmas tree, then you can dot in some colored lights here. Maybe some Christmas bulbs. Nice bright primary colors, you know, you want to use bright colors there. And, you know, if we want to put a little star at the top of the tree, you know, maybe put a star or something up there. It's not very well centered. Okay, so that is how to draw trees. And have fun with that.